There are many questions when a couple decides to divorce. You need to find the right attorney, know how to prepare, decide property division and spousal support. Dallas family law firm Orsinger, Nelson, Downing & Anderson is a nationally recognized firm with more top 100 super lawyers in Texas than any other law firm. Attorneys Paula Bennett and Brad Lamorgis, they join us this morning with some more details. Good morning, you two.
Morning.
Good morning.
All right, Paula, let's start with you. What preparation can a person do if thinking of getting a divorce or once a divorce case has been filed?
Well, the thought of a divorce can often be overwhelming, and having some key information about your property and your children at hand can reduce the stress. You want to learn as much as you can about your financial household. You want to know what property you and your spouse own and what debts you and your spouse owe. You also want to know if any of that property is yours, part of your individual estate. The best way to get started and the easiest way to get started is to try to track down a statement or a document that relates to all of your assets and your debts. It can be an eye-opening experience to see your estate on paper. You also want to maintain as much stability during this time for the children. So go back and review the children's schedules over the last 6 to 12 months and write down who historically handled each of the needs of the children. Who took care of the homework? Who took care of the children when they were sick? Who took them to and from activities? This is information that the court is going to want to know. And last, you want to do your research. Talk to people, look at online portals, and try to find an attorney who's a good fit for you and your case.
And Paula, what should a person look for whenever they're hiring an attorney for that divorce?
Well, again, hiring an attorney during a divorce can be overwhelming. It can be daunting as well because it may be the first time a person has experienced the legal process. First and foremost, I think you want to hire an experienced family law attorney who specializes in the type of divorce with your facts. So if you have a particularly sticky custody case or you have a very complex property case, you're going to want to choose an attorney or a firm who have successfully handled those matters in the past. You also want to find somebody who you really have good rapport with right from the beginning, somebody you effectively communicate about. Sometimes there are difficult issues that we have to discuss that are painful or sensitive, and you want to feel comfortable with that person when you have to do so. You're also going to have questions throughout the case, and you want to choose an attorney who's going to provide you those answers timely and accurately. Perhaps most importantly, I would say, don't hire an attorney who makes promises to you. Hire an attorney who's going to educate you on your rights under Texas law, who's going to be on your team and believes in your case, and who is going to be a zealous advocate for your goals.
Now, Brad, let's rope you in here. How does it work whenever a couple owns a business during a divorce?
Yeah, so if the business is formed during the marriage, it's community and most likely divisible. And that's true even if only one spouse is an owner. And then we look at valuation. So valuation is determined on a variety of factors, but we look at the income of the business, the market, and the assets. It's not just book value. And it's also important to remember that some types of goodwill are divisible and some are not. So it's important to work with somebody who really knows what they're doing. We work with very good forensic accountants who help provide those values. And then the division is interesting because if there's not enough property in the estate to do the buyout right then there typically would be a stream of payments to one spouse, and it's important that that stream of payments be secured.
And quickly, does Texas have spousal support or alimony paid after a divorce?
It depends. You have to qualify. So qualification is based on the education of a spouse, the employment, and really how many assets they're actually awarded in the divorce if they can support their minimum reasonable needs. So it can be paid for up to 5, 7.5, and 10 years post-divorce, depending on the length of the marriage, and up to $5,000 a month. Generally, you have to be married 10 years or longer, or there has to be some sort of domestic violence. With the amendment of the tax code last year, there's really no longer alimony as we know it, so it's not tax includable, tax deductible, but we are still seeing streams of payments post-divorce. So in many ways, spousal support is still alive and well in Texas.
All right, well, if you happen to be in this position, obviously these are the people you need to reach out to. So I'm going to make sure you get that information. Thank you so much for talking with us today and giving this great info. Singer Nelson, Downing and Anderson LLP is one of the largest family law firms in Texas. They have offices here in Dallas, Fort Worth, Frisco, and in San Antonio. If you need to reach out, here's the number, 214-273-2400. You can also go to ondafamilylaw.com for more information.